Thank you so much for being here. We can get started in a seated position, and you can, take a moment to set up, maybe set an intention, put on some music if you want to. Just finding a comfortable seat. And we can start with hands together at the heart and the eyes closed. Taking a deep breath, relax the shoulders, soften through the face, and allow yourself to begin feeling heavy through the sit bones, giving your weight into the floor, and just really grounding down through the body. Focusing on stability and protection. And just finding this stillness within your breath. Watching the inhalation and the exhalation move in and out through the nose. See if you can't even out the pace between your inhalation and your exhalation, allowing them to become equal. And just sitting for the next moment with this breath, just watching the breath move. Return back to your intention. And just asking yourself to do one thing this evening in your practice, and that is to just be present. Just being present, just being right here with your breath, with each movement. With that, we can open the eyes. And welcome again. It's great to have you. We will start with the arms up overhead. And let's interlace the fingers and press the palms up towards the sky. And then just to wake the body up, you can do a little side stretch to the sides, left and right. And just kind of moving nice and slow, side to side. Just waking up the body, getting the arms to stretch, the shoulders to open. Moving with your breath. Inhaling to come up, exhaling to move over. Let's do this just a couple more times. Really down to one side, so just whatever side you want to choose first. Going all the way down. Walking bottom hand away from the body, keeping shoulder away from the ear. Welcome, Jules. Inhale, come up through the arms, big stretch overhead. And then exhale, take it all the way down to the side on the opposite side. And walking bottom hand away from the body, keep the shoulder away from the ears. Just really reach and stretch over. Inhale, come up, arms overhead. Exhale, twist to opposite side. We're sitting up nice and tall, placing hand over the knee and just wringing out through the spine. Inhale, move forward, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Same thing, just hand over the knee, pulling the shoulders back. Taking deep breaths. Release. Come forward, inhale, arms up overhead. And then exhale, fold to the front, bringing hands down in front of you, relaxing the head. And just coming down as far as you can, not pushing too much because we're still just warming up. But just letting this open the back. And then from here, we're gonna walk the hands back to the body. Bring the hands all the way back, release the feet forward out in front of you, and keeping the knees bent, just kind of let the knees fall side to side. Just releasing the hips, releasing the legs, and we're gonna do 3 rounds of Navasana, boat pose. So coming onto your sit bones, you can start with your hands behind the thighs and just kind of lifting the thighs up, making sure that the shoulders are relaxed still and that the belly muscles are engaged. So I'm pushing the chest forward towards the thighs, pulling the thighs in towards the chest. You can, stay with your hands supporting for this first round or release them forward. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Now we're going to keep the core engaged, bring the hands down to the mat, roll forward, cross the legs, and try and lift our sit bones up. And then come back down, lift the legs, Navasana round 2. We're here for 1. We'll keep breathing, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, cross, roll, press, and lift. And then come down. Navasana round 3. So maybe try to straighten your legs. Even if you come down a little low, that's okay. But we really want to get the core super active. And you can just jump right in with the core. We're here for 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. From here, we're going to bring the heels back down, walk the sit bones back, and keeping the knees just a little bit bent. Inhale, reach up through the arms, and then exhale, move forward and down into a really gentle forward fold. So again, our knees are bent because we want to protect the hamstrings. We're still warming up, and you can even just give yourself a hug underneath your knees. And inhale, sitting up. You can cross your legs and roll forward onto hands and knees. So taking tabletop position. And once you're comfortable on tabletop, you can just right away move into some cats and cows. We're inhaling, dropping belly, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, contracting belly button to spine, gazing to thighs. And just moving along nicely with your breath. And if we keep our elbows just a little bit bent while we're moving through cat and cow, We can really drop through the shoulders and kind of help open up the shoulder girdle. Do a few more rounds. Last time, full round of breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then we're gonna come to neutral tabletop position. Take your right leg, extend it back, press into your toes, and just kind of stretch out the calf muscle. Bring the knee back in, switch sides, left leg extends back, press into the toes, calf muscle stretch. And we're also getting into like the back of the knee and the Achilles tendon. So really, push into it. Bring the leg back. Now we're gonna cross. So I'm taking my right leg, crossing it out over to the left behind me, and then gazing over towards my foot. Again, switching sides, bring your knee back, take opposite leg, cross it out, back behind you, and then gaze. Bring the knee back. When you're ready from here, we're gonna press up and back into our first downward facing dog. So once you're here in down dog, you can just kind of pedal it out, walk the heels. Just moving a little bit, noticing how your body feels. We're gonna move into a little flow, just back and forth between plank and down dog. So you inhale, shift forward to plank, and then exhale, press back to down dog. And just doing that a few times, keeping the belly engaged, moving to plank and then pushing back. Let's do a couple more times. Inhaling as you engage, exhaling as you shift back. Taking your last time. Exhaling back to down dog. And then let's walk or hop the feet forward to the top of the mat. Once you're there, inhale, lift the head, coming into a flat back. Exhale, soften the knees, fold down. Make sure the head is released, the neck is released, shoulders are relaxed. And from here, gently pressing and coming all the way up to standing. Reaching arms overhead. And then arms are going to come down to the sides for Tadasana, mountain pose. So we're going to start working through some Hatha Yoga sun salutations. These are a little bit different than the Ashtanga sun salutation. So we start with the arms up overhead. And here we just gently squeeze the glutes, press the hips forward, lift the gaze, and just take a really gentle upper back extension. And exhale, move forward and fold. Now our right leg is gonna step back all the way to the back of the mat, and the knee is gonna drop, and we're in a low lunge. So we're gonna do this first, Surya Namaskar, a little slower, just to kind of really get into it. So the knees on the floor, we're pressing into the hips. Hi, Tiffany. I'm sorry that I put the wrong Zoom link. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, from our low lunge, step back, downward facing dog. From here, just like we were doing before, you're gonna shift forward, plank position, and now we're lowering down. First with the knees, keep the hips lifted, then lower the heart to the mat. Press into the toes, reach the heart forward and up, upward dog. Take it back into downward dog. Right foot now steps forward, so it's the same leg. The left knee comes down, and we're back into a low lunge, and just kind of press and stretch the hips, taking a couple extra breaths. From here, stepping up to the top of the mat into a fold. Step and fold. And then coming up to standing, reaching arms overhead. Again, a little bit of an upper back extension. And then coming back to Tadasana, arms released down at the sides. So that was half. We did the right leg. Now we're gonna do the other half with the left leg. So inhale, arms come up. We press, we squeeze, we gently lean back. And exhale, folds. Step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Come down to the knee, low lunge. Again, just sort of pressing here for a breath or two. And take it back, downward dog. From down dog, inhale forward to plank, shifting your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, lower down to the knees. Keep the hips lifted, lower down to the heart. Inhale, press, come up, upward dog. Exhale, back, downward dog. Left foot steps forward. So again, it's the same leg that moves. Right knee comes down, low lunge. Stepping up to the top of the mat, exhale, fold forward. And inhale, stand. Reach up through the arms, extend through the back body. Tadasana, arms to the sides. Okay, we're gonna do that again, right side and left side, this time trying to move with a single breath. Inhale, arms up. A slow single breath. Exhale, fold down. Step your right foot back. Come to the knee, take a nice full breath in your low lunge. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down knees, then heart. This is called Shashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Remember, it's the same leg that moves, so right foot steps forward now, left knee comes down, deep breath in your low lunge. Exhale, step to the top of your mat and fold. Inhale, stand, extend, reach. Tadasana. Other side, inhale, arms back up. Exhale, fold. Step your left leg back. Deep breath in. Find a nice long low lunge. Exhale back, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down, Shashtanga Namaskar, knees, then heart. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, drop the knee, take a nice big breath in. Step to the top of the mat, exhale, fold over both legs. Inhale, stance. Reach through the arms. Exhale, Tadasana, arms to the sides. Okay, let's do one more full round. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. Deep breath in, low lunge. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down, knees and heart. Keep the hips high. Inhale, press and reach, upward dog. Exhale, back, downward dog. Right foot forward, left knee down. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step and fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach. Extend through the back. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, last side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, step your left foot back, drop the knee. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down to the knees, then to the heart. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, drop the right knee. Take a deep breath. Exhale to step forward and fold over both legs. Inhale, stands, arms reach overhead. And exhale, Tadasana, arms to the sides. Take a few deep breaths here, just standing at the top of your mat, kind of grounding down through the feet. And notice the movement that's picked up in your body. So the heart rate increases. You might feel the breath a little more fully. Prana is starting to elevate that movement in the body. And like we did at the very beginning, we're now going to take our arms up overhead. But this time we're keeping our fingers interlaced and the index finger up and just moving side to side at the top of your mat. So to the right, to the left a few times with your breath. Try to keep the belly engaged. One more time, both sides. And then coming up, open the feet to hip distance. And as you exhale, hands come to the heart, and we're going to sit the hips back into our Utkatasana chair pose. So again, nice among the hips. Press the palms together, elbows are lifted at the sides. Take 3 deep breaths. Really getting into the heels. On your next inhalation, stand all the way up, reach arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the head, come up halfway, find length through the belly space. So really pull the lower belly in and up over the ribs, or up into the ribs, and then exhale, fold the rib cage over the thighs. So we're going into a deep forward fold. We're taking Padahastasana if it's comfortable. You're going to take your hands and slide them underneath the feet, bringing your toes to the backs of the wrists, and this is just really nice for the wrists. And really good for the stretch too, so you can really use that connection of your hands into your feet to pull, lengthen the belly, and get nice and deep into the backs of the legs. But whatever way you're folding is great. Just make sure that you're getting the hamstrings nice and open. From here, gently, one hand at a time, release, release. And we're gonna bring our feet back to hip distance if they have moved. Bend the knees, come back up into your chair pose. So as you come up, it's important that the tailbone kind of tucks forward so that we find Uddiyana Bandha, our lower belly lock. Hands together to the heart, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, twist to the right. So really sit those hips low, twist to the right, try and keep the knees in line. So we don't want this, we don't want one knee pulling back, we want to keep both knees together and the hips square. And this means that our twist is coming from the waistline and moving up, so it's all in the upper back where it should be. Inhale, move forward, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, twist to the opposite side. Keep breathing. Inhale, move forward, extend arms overhead. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold. Inhale, lift the head, halfway fold. Exhale, step back, plank position. Then taking Shashtanga Namaskar, knees to the mat. Hips stay high, heart lowers down next. We inhale, press up, upward dog, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Again, pedal it out. And bring the feet together so that they're touching in your down dog. And we're going to lift the right leg up, one-legged downward dog. And rather than focusing on height in your down dog, focus on length. So keeping that line of energy moving from the head all the way out through the toes. Nice, long, straight line. Reach and stretch. It's like you're trying to touch something behind you with your toes and you have to really reach for it. As you exhale, bring the foot forward in between the hands. And we're going to bring the back heel down and come up into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana A. So just getting nice and even through the legs. From here, let's interlace hands behind the back. Take a nice big breath in. And then exhale, fold down, humble warrior, just kind of dropping the head to the inside of the thigh, working the arms away from the back body. So really strong through the shoulders. Nice. One more breath, you guys got it. With your inhalation, press into the feet, come all the way up, Warrior One. And we're gonna do a little balancing, hands to the heart, push off your back foot, and slowly come up into Warrior Three. And you can really, at this point, do whatever you want with your arms. And Warrior Three can also look like this. So it doesn't need to be this perfect, like perpendicular shape. You're just working on stabilizing the standing leg. So you can start here, kind of at more of an angle, and then slowly work the heart forward and down until you find the T shape. From our warrior three, hands are gonna come to the mat, standing splits. And we're just reaching up with that back leg as high as you can. Doesn't matter where it is. From standing splits, we're gonna move down into pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. So those back toes are just gonna tap down. Heel comes down, and we're now in this nice extended stretch. So the hips are square, the legs are straight, and I'm just folding my heart over the right thigh. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. We're gonna move into a twist. So if you are using a block or using a prop, you might wanna grab it. We're gonna keep the left hand down right next to the front foot and start by bringing the right hand to the hip, working the shoulder open, and then if that feels good, the arm is going to extend. So if you are using a block, you're gonna bring it underneath that bottom hand. But twisting, Parivrtta Trikonasana, or revolved triangle. And we're exhaling, releasing that right hand back down. And then from here, taking that left foot, stepping it forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the head, halfway fold. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, stand, arms up overhead. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend the knees, sit back down into your seat for one. Strong through the legs, strong through the core. 2, 3. Very nice. 4. And 5. Exhale, folds. Inhale, lift the head, half fold. Exhale, plank position. Lower down with the knees, then the heart. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, walk it out. Bring the feet together. And lift the left leg, one-legged down dog on the left side. And again, don't focus on height, focus on length. So keep the hips square, actively reach through that left leg. Reach, reach, reach. Push into the hands. Try and touch the wall behind you with your foot. On your next exhalation, bring the foot forward. Back heel is going to come down, and we're up, warrior one. Remember, warrior one, we want to keep the hips square as much as we can. Let's move into our humble warrior, interlace hands behind the back. Take a nice big breath in, and then exhale, fold it down to the inside edge of your thigh. Deep breaths, relax the head, relax the neck. Last breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Release arms overhead. And then exhale, move forward. Hands together at the heart for warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. And again, just kind of playing with the arms, maybe bringing them to the sides, bringing them forward. That's a little bit of a challenge. But practicing that stabilizing concept through this leg now. And then we're going to bring the hands to the mat, take standing splits, leaning into it, getting that right leg to lift up. And now into Parsvakonasana, pyramid pose. Take those back toes down, heel down, shift your weight back. Of course, adjusting as much as you need to, get the hips to square off and fold directly over the left thigh. Preparing with your block if you're using one. And making your way into that twist. So bringing right hand next to the foot. Starting with the left hand on the hip, working it open that way. And then extending the arm if it feels good. Just make sure that the heart stays open. We're leaning back to lift up. Exhale, release the hands. Step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, and we're gonna step back from here into our downward facing dog. 5 breaths in your down dog. See if you can get your heels into the mat. Engage your bandhas. That belly is lifting in and up into the ribs. Here for 2. 3. 4. And 5. Let's come to child's pose, down to the knees. And then hips to the heels, relax the forehead down.
Oh, crap.
And see if you can slow the breath down. From child's pose, come up to a tabletop position. And we're going to stretch the shoulders now. So bringing left hand into center, inhale, reach the right arm up. And then thread it on through, coming onto the very, very top of your shoulder. Left arm reaches and then wraps behind your back. When you're ready, you can release that back arm, bring it to your mat. Inhale, press and extend the right arm up. Release and switch sides. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, thread, or opposite arm, and then that outside arm is going to wrap behind the back. And there shouldn't be any weight on the neck. If you're feeling that, bring the hips closer to the heels. Got to align those hips a little bit. Last couple breaths. You're gonna release back arm, bring it to the mat. Inhale, extend. And exhale, hand down. From here, let's find our way back to down dog. Just tucking the toes, lifting and pressing the hips back. Again, we're gonna bring the feet together. Inhale, reach up through your right leg, one-legged down dog. And exhale, bring the foot forward in between the hands and drop down to the left knee. So coming back into our low lunge. But this time, making sure that front knee is stacked right over the ankle. We're gonna press and come up through the arms. This is called Anjaneyasana. So it's like an extended low lunge. And before we come into our flow, I want you to push back and forth through the front leg. So just making sure that you have control over movement. And we're moving into a flow. So what this looks like is you're gonna inhale here in your Anjaneyasana, and as you exhale, the hips are gonna move back. We're gonna flex the front toes and then fold over our leg in Ardha Hanumanasana or half splits. And we're just moving back and forth. So we're inhaling forward into our lunge, arms overhead, Anjaneyasana. And then exhaling, hips back, fold over the front leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. Just move with your breath. Inhaling up and exhaling back. And this is all just about coordination, concentration. So just keep trying your best, keep moving. Let's do it a few more times. Okay, one more time. Inhaling forward and up. Exhaling back. Spending a few breaths here in your half splits. Of course, if you want to take full splits, you can go ahead and do that. From our half splits, we're just gonna thread that front leg back, extend it out behind us, roll the ankle a little bit, and then bring the knee down and come back up into down dog. Feet together, inhale, lift your left leg, bring the foot forward in between the hands, come down to the knee, Anjaneyasana on the opposite side. So again, make sure that that front knee is stacked. We have that joint stacking, knee over ankle, so that you can push up. And then again, have that control, just moving forward and back. And then when you're ready, you can start your flow. So exhaling back, folding, and then inhaling forward and up. And just notice how it might feel different on this side. Maybe it's a little more difficult, a little more challenging. Maybe on the contrary, it feels a little smoother here. Always just good to kind of recognize the difference between the left and the right.
Okay, I'm tired.
Couple more times. Okay, last one, inhaling forward. And this is really great for strengthening the hip flexors too. Exhale back. And stretch a little extra here in your half splits. Again, feeling free to move into full splits if you like. And again, we're just gonna drag that front leg through the arms, stretch it back out behind us, roll the ankle a little bit. Bring the knee down. And one more time, come up into your downward dog. Again, feet together. Inhale, right leg up. And then let's move into pigeon pose. So you're gonna send the knee forward, open the knee out to the side, and then start to come down with even hips. Even hips. And really it's about getting that front knee out to the side as much as you can. It doesn't matter so much if the knee is at 90 degrees. So my heel is pretty close into my body right now, but because my knee is so open, I'm getting that, that external rotation in the hip. I'm getting stretch in the hip flexor. And this actually makes it a little safer for the knee, that smaller angle. So once you have your pigeon, and if it's difficult for you to hold, you can take this on your back. You can do a supine pigeon, figure 4, or you can place a block underneath your right sit bone. But once you're here, you can start to make your way down, maybe to the forearms, maybe you're lying all the way down, but we're gonna stay here for some nice deep breaths, just to kind of help that connective tissue release a little bit in the hip. I'm just kind of watching what comes here. We tend to hold a lot of kind of heavier emotions in our hips. And after, yesterday, there might be some heavy emotion. Just sit with it, let it come out. Let it move. Take your final breath on this side. And then very gently, very slowly walk back up to your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift the back leg up, and let the hips follow, lifting up and pressing back through your right leg. And you can bend the knee, kind of circle the leg out a little bit. And then take the foot down, walk it out, shift forward, plank position. Exhale, lower down, knees and heart. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, feet together. Lift the left leg, Pigeon pose on the left. So just a little vinyasa in between sides to get things moving again. But again, note that, my heel is quite into my body. Don't worry about the knee being at 90 degrees. Focus on the knee moving out to the side. And then slowly coming down when you're ready.
Oh.
Once again, just noticing right versus left.
Okay.
Few more. Make these last few breaths on this side a bit more intentional. Breathing in for a purpose. Breathing out to let something go. And then the same way that we made our way out before, you're going to very gently, very slowly come back to the hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the leg up, let the hips follow, keep lifting, and then press your left leg back and out behind you. Give it a little shake, bend the knee. Bring the foot down, pedal it out. And then we're gonna come to a seat. So you can just come to the knees, bring the legs forward out in front of you. And into a full forward fold, Paschimottanasana. You can walk the hips back a little bit. Inhale, reach up through the arms. And then exhale, extend forward and come all the way down. Forward and down. Now let's inhale, come up. Coming up all the way. We're gonna bring the hands back behind us. And we have two options here. You can either keep the legs together and come up into a reverse plank, or you can open the feet up, bend the knees, and come up into reverse tabletop. So either one of those options. Inhale, press and come up. One. And the head can either be all the way back or all the way forward. Choose whatever feels best for your neck. Last deep breath. And exhale, come down. We're gonna cross the legs into the chest. Give ourselves a big hug. And then open the legs out wide. Upavishta Konasana. If you're really tight here, bend the knees, bring the hands back behind you. Try to walk the sit bones back. We're trying to tilt forward and lean forward through the pelvis. And then from here, maybe extending the legs. If it feels okay, you can bring your hands to your feet. You can also bring the arms forward, but again, just making sure that you have that anterior tilt. Pelvis is rolling forward. That helps to keep the back long. Slowly start to walk your way back up. We're gonna zip the legs back together. Bend the left knee, step the left foot over top the thigh. Inhale, reach right arm up and twisting Ardha Matsyendrasana. Release your twist and just switch sides. Bend the right knee, step the foot over the thigh. Inhale, left arm reaches. And we exhale and twist to the opposite side. Go ahead, gently release. Bring the legs forward, giving them a little bit of a shake, and then scooching your bum forward and lying down onto your back. We're gonna start with some breathing bridge pose. So bringing the feet down. This is a lot like cat and cow. What you're gonna do is inhale, lift the hips up into your bridge, and then exhale, release them back down. So it's really simple, but extremely potent and effective. So in the same way we're working the spine in cat and cow, we're reworking the spine here in this breathing bridge. We're helping the nervous system come into a state of rest and relaxation. So just focusing on connecting movement to breath. And if you want to, you can start to add your arms, inhaling, reaching arms up overhead as the hips lift. Exhale, releasing the arms back down as the hips lower. And just moving with the breath, moving with the body. Couple more times. And now the next time that you're lifted, you can just go ahead and stay there. And whatever you want to do with the arms, maybe they're interlaced underneath you. But we're here in this Setu Bandhasana bridge pose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, gently release. Roll the hips down. And then hugging the knees into the chest, gently massage the back against your mat, just kind of rocking side to side. And we're going to take the feet straight up overhead. And here you can either sit on the hands for supported shoulder stands, or if you want to come all the way up into shoulder stands, kicking the legs up, balancing all the way on the tippy tops of your shoulders. And just relaxing here. Try to release all of the muscles that you can. So obviously staying engaged in some places, but noticing where you can relax, like the feet and the toes, the face. Halasana, gently bringing the toes back behind the head to the floor, but they don't have to touch the floor. They can hover, especially if you're tight in your lower back. Don't worry about the toes coming all the way down. Knees to the ears, Karna Pindasana. You can use your hands to support you. Gently start to roll out. And we're gonna technically kind of keep the same position as you roll out and come into happy baby pose. So Baladri Kritasana, keeping the knees bent, maybe finding a little bit of movement left and right. Release the feet. You can sit on the hands, bringing the feet together. And then extending the legs forward and down in front of you for Matsyasana fish pose. Press into the elbows, lift the heart, and let the head drop back. Deep breaths here in your fish. Last big breath in. And exhale, release all the way down to your mat. And if there's any last movement that you want to take, maybe dropping the knees side to side, maybe taking a final twist, you can take these last 5 breaths or so just to kind of move and finish your practice any way that you need to. And then slowly working your way eventually into Shavasana. Relaxing the arms, relaxing the legs. Just trying to release the body. Closing the eyes and just totally and fully surrendering onto the ground. Notice if it's difficult for you to let muscles go. Relax the face, softening the forehead. Let the breath come and go as it wants to. And just moving everything into this place of non-reaction, of stillness. Just allow yourself to be here for the next moment. You can start to move the hands and the feet. Stretching the arms up overhead. Letting the head fall side to side. Gently start to bend the knees. Pulling them back up into your chest, giving yourself one last big squeeze. Turning over onto one side. And then slowly pressing your way back up to a seat. Of course, feeling free to stay in Shavasana if you want a little extra. Once you find your way up to your seat, again, bringing the hands together in front of the heart. This is Atmanjali Mudra. And just imagining that between your hands, you are holding your practice, the practice that you've just done. And we are now going to offer this practice. And this offering can be made to anything, anyone, something higher than yourself. Just take a moment, offer your practice, let it go with this intention that it moves and benefits something else other than you. letting it all go, clearing out space for the rest of your evening. Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. I'm so glad that you made